game is true, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the matter with King? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. I feel like LL Cool J today. I gotta lick them lips. Pause. Hey, yo, we back at it. That's what I'm talking about. It's Tuesday, and you know what day it is. It's the best day of the week. If you don't understand, us Game Pass dudes understand what Tuesday is, and it's Tuesday Game Pass drop day. Yo, super excited for the games to drop. But yo, if this is your first time finding this channel, please take my invitation to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I drop videos daily. I don't know what was going on yesterday with them videos that I put out yesterday, but I put out a video yesterday, and for some reason it didn't get the preview. A lot of dudes like to see the preview of what they're gonna look at. Now, if you didn't get a chance to see what I talked about Hi-Fi Rush, you're gonna see this today. Go back and watch the Hi-Fi Rush video. It's definitely pertinent. Now, the information that I do have going on today, we're going to be talking about a couple of studios and a couple of games that has slipped their dates. And not due to Microsoft fault or Xbox fault or the Game Pass platform fault, but you got to understand, stuff happens. And we're going to talk about the Xbox financials, because a lot of you dudes really don't know how to dig into the financials. But I told you, this is the Xbox World Order. The XWO merchant stores right now. You can get it in any color that you like. We popping off with that green. We popping off with that crazy red. And if you want that original black and white flavor, we got that. Understand, any way that you want to rep, we got that. The XWO is in full effect, and I'm going to explain with the Xbox financials exactly how you shut these port begging ponies up. Going into the stuff, we got games that are making a choice and taking a stance, and Xbox is supporting them all the way through. I honestly believe that Black Myth Wukong is money had it. But again, the kid gonna do what the kid gonna do, right? I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, right? Ain't nobody gonna stop me. But yo, let's get into these topics, because this first topic is really good. Let's move and shake on these dudes. Let's do what we do. Boys, you know what my favorite day of the week is. My favorite day of the week is Game Pass Tuesdays. And on Game Pass Tuesdays, Game Pass never fails to drop down some stuff for those individuals that need something new. Now, listen, I never finished the Mafia series, and this gives me a chance again to put something else into my backlog. Again, with Xbox and Microsoft doing their thing, and Game Pass is the platform. But let me tell you what the platform did today for us. All right, so we got 2 new additions that's available today with Xbox Game Pass, August 13th. That is Mafia Definitive Edition on console, PC, and cloud. Boy, game looks good. Storylines is really good. But for my football fans that don't like college, or college just isn't enough, or you got to pair your college football with the pros, Madden NFL 25 10-hour EA Play trial is available with your Game Pass subscription. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to tell you what was really happening. Game Pass is taking over. And if these dudes don't know, look at your man here. You know what he's saying? Say, boy, if you ain't got Game Pass, you're bugging. That's what I'm saying. That's what I see in this picture right here. And this dude too cool for school, you understand? Tip to the hat. Game Pass, thank you. Good looking out. Bring him back, the Mafia, La Costa Nostra, blood in, blood out. I ain't gonna hold you. Now, I ain't never played Mafia. Well, I think I brought it for 360, but didn't get a chance to get into the game. That's when purchasing goes bad, man. I am so happy we are in an age right now, the digital age, where A lot of my games are inside Game Pass. And if I fall in love with a game, I buy the game, right? So we're talking about the Mafia Collector's Edition, Enhanced Edition, Complete Edition. From what I hear, the story is really good. Now, I'm into that mob stuff. That's the stuff that makes it click, right? That makes it happen. I'm into that mob stuff. You know, blood in, blood out, La Costa Nostra, all that stuff. I'm from New York City. I'm telling you, that's what it is. You know, I grew up around a bunch of Italians. So to play this story, I'm going to see exactly what Tommy is. Is he named after the Tommy gun? Is he rat-a-tat-tat? Is he bring it back like that? I'm going to tell you right now, if the cops catch me, there's no snitching. I'm not part pony. So you're not going to catch me snitching and ratting. I'm not going to drop the location. I'm not going to let dudes know what's going on. And I'm damn sure not going to leak Call of Duty 6 to the web. But I'm boom. Y'all dudes did it. We don't do that over here. You know, we play a little bit different. But the next game that we got going inside there, oh my God. Now listen, college football dropped. And y'all dudes is all over that college football, right? And a lot of you dudes don't really like college football. I'm not really a college football fan. That's kind of crazy because those kids go to the pros and I'm a fan of them when they get to the pros, right? But we got Madden with EA. You know how EA All Access is inside Game Pass and they give you the 10-hour trial. So you got 10 hours to get out there and get down and get down and lay down with this Madden. Madden is doing what Madden's going to do. We're going to have some fun with Madden. Madden looks like it's this year. They got physics-based tackling. Looks really good. Looks like a spinoff. Yo, I didn't know, when I'm looking at the trailer, I didn't know if it was real life or gameplay. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is Game Pass Tuesday. Game Pass Tuesday is always a lot, especially if you got Game Pass Ultimate. All you dudes out there capping for those weak services, I'm going to show you exactly why your services are trash and why Xbox Game Pass is the platform of choice. Now you know. Okay, Delta Force Hawk Ops on console, PlayStation, Xbox release explained. Now, if anybody's looking forward to this game, it's definitely being released on PC. PC, hands down, got it good, right? Now, it's also coming out for the consoles, but it's a little tricky here. You understand? It will be released to the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and X, but will not be releasing on the Xbox One. And to that, I say good. Good riddance to bad rubbish. No. You want to play the game, step up and get to the Xbox Series X or X if you want to play. You port begging ponies, y'all can play that PlayStation 4 version, the Snitch box version, and the PlayStation 5 version. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm glad that they're not putting it on Xbox One. Oh, King, you should not do that because basically that's excluding gamers. Yeah, step it up. You're holding everybody back. I don't care. Delta Force Hawk Ops. Now, is the game coming out for consoles? It's definitely coming out for PC. It's going to come out for consoles a little bit later, but check it out. This is what's going on. The PlayStation 4 is holding us back. We got to stop this dude. I don't care how many dudes is over there. The game is coming out for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and S, but it will definitely be missing that Xbox One. And I am completely in line with that. Leave that generation alone. Let them squabble up. Let them go trade it in, get some bucks, get their money right. Move on up. Move on up. Do like the Jeffersons. Move on up to that deluxe apartment in the sky. Because you dudes are right now basement dwellers. I am so sick and tired of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, guys. You guys are holding us back. You're keeping us from our destiny. A lot of these games looks really good, but you guys are the one that are holding us back. And I'm sick and tired of you. And I don't even like that PlayStation bending knee. Y'all should make them go up. But you only got one console, right? So, yeah, I understand. We can parlay that between a little S and a little X. You know, the X got that 12 teraflops. Shout out to Black Myth Wukong. That game gonna fly over there. I'm just saying. Okay, for those dudes that want to talk the numbers, right? The big three console hardware revenues compared to Xbox made just 13% of the annual earnings from hardware. Now, typically, Xbox doesn't make a profit off of hardware. They make a profit off of services and software. Whereas Nintendo, from day one, they makes profit off of hardware. And PlayStation makes profit off of hardware over a period of time when they get into the generation, and they make a profit off of software. I'm going to give you a detailed breakdown really quickly on the revenue percentage annually, right? So Xbox made off of hardware, they made 2.87 billion, right? And off of content services, they made 87%. You know, that was 13%. They made 87%, was 18.653 billion, right? And this is the breakdown. PlayStation made a total of hardware sales 7.9 billion, right? And in this case, Xbox came in third place here when it comes to hardware revenue, but that's not their main focus, right? And you can see they made, 2.87, almost 3 billion. PlayStation made almost 8 billion, and Nintendo made 4 billion, right? Which that's the total 44%. Now this is the breakdown. PlayStation makes 73% off of software and other stuff, peripherals and stuff like that goes into there. Hardware is 27%. Xbox makes 13%. They make the fewest out of the big three, but they make the most out of software and services out of the big three, right? So, and Nintendo's pretty much split right down the middle, 44 and 56. But when it comes into total cash, this is where Microsoft is closing the gap on Sony. They're behind, you say, what is it, like 8 million behind the PlayStation. But at the end of the day, Microsoft is closing the gap in this situation. The services and software is creeping up. Hardware just needs to get that boost. Nintendo is dead last when it comes to this. So, dudes, when people are talking, you got to start listening. You got to start seeing. This is why they talk to you in percentages. Nintendo, Sony, Xbox. I predict by the end of this generation, Xbox will be number one, because right now, if you look at it, they're number two, but not by too far. And these guys supposedly has sold 61. You sold 61 million, and we're not that far behind. You best to watch your ass coming up, because I'm sick and tired of you dudes talking hardware and all this stuff when y'all don't really know what's going on. Just when these dudes want to talk doom and gloom, Xbox delivers a record-breaking $21.5 billion in revenue amid slight hardware decline. This is what this looks like. Fiscal year 15, 16, this was their gross. You see this? And as it goes up, and these are by the billions, people. This is reported in the billions. So they went up in 2022. This was the year they had no games, right? That's why you have the dip in 23. But in 24, it shot up past every significant metrics that they have been shown. Do not listen to anybody explaining anything to you when it comes to Xbox. Content and services is up over 87%. That's crazy. That's up 53% year over year. It's about to be ugly, folks. I'm telling you right now, expect this number to significantly, by the next fiscal period, by the next financials, I expect this number to grow to equal Sony's number, because if this is the margin that it grew, right? You say it grew 6 billion, right? I expect that to grow at least 6 to 7 billion here, to be breathing down Sony's neck, to kick down the door, waving the 4-4. You heard Sony said, "Don't beat me no more." Game over, people. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. I talk about it. You guys read about it. XWO. Stand up. Stand up right now, man. You have these poor begging ponies coming for you, boy. They don't know what numbers mean. Now, I'm going to tell you that PlayStation They're at 29. They're at 29 billion. But Xbox is at 21 billion. And Nintendo, not even in the conversation. Games and services. Games and services, Xbox is 87% up. Sony isn't. We don't make our money off of hardware. Yeah, I say we. Why? Because I bleed these colors. You see that? This is the XWO. Xbox World Order is in full effect. I try to tell you dudes. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do it over here. We're going to run it up on them bumps. Now, a lot of times you dudes will sit there and say your King is delusional. King is not paying attention to what's going on. Y'all not paying attention to what's going on. You saw that they sold 61 million, so they say, in hardware, ship, whatever. I don't give a damn. It got out the door, right? That's what you're claiming. That's what you're saying, right? And you're supposed to sell so much software, and this is what you're saying. This is what you're claiming, right? But you're only a couple of billion ahead of us. This is us. We're not making that much off of hardware and selling software and services. And apparently our software ain't kicking yet, but it's kicking in now. This is acquisition season. This is when we put that boot on Kong's neck. And I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. I'm telling you now. If you didn't know, now you know. I told you, by the numbers, I bet on them. By the numbers, I understand. Y'all flubbing and messing it up. Y'all messed up the bag long time ago. So we're definitely going to come through. Now, y'all know these games are going to hit. Y'all know Call of Duty is going to hit this year. You know those sales is going to be there. And then what happens? Shattered Space. That hits. Then what happens? Diablo's DLC. Then what happens? These games start to come and hit and hit and hit. Avowed. What is that? What's this? What's the Indiana Jones? All these games start to hit. Then what happens? You have to really look over and see. Then the software start to sell. The hardware start to sell. When that hardware ever reaches, because it was at 13%. If that hardware ever reaches something like 30 to 40%, you're dead, right? The moment that hardware reaches 30 to 40%, you're dead, right? And let me tell you how it happens, how it does it, how it goes there. 2026, Xbox is going to launch the next console. 2026, y'all already going to be at death's door by that time. Mark my words. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. Starting to look like a reality now, right? Xbox dudes, stand up. Put your back straight. Look at these dudes. They walk with an arch in their back. Pause. They look kind of soft. Pause. We are here for everything that has been promised. We are the XWO. And the New World Order is now initiated. Y'all dudes is done for. And I told you, I wasn't playing around. I was dead serious. Replace, coming out in 2025. It has been delayed. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I am surprised by any of this. When I got a chance to play this game and give my feedback at Summer Games Fest this year in LA, there were glaring issues that I told them that they needed to fix. And I'm glad that they took that stuff to heart. It was a lot of numerous issues that I will get into when I get into this topic. But this game was definitely supposed to come out in 2023. And, due to the war in the Ukraine, there has been a lot of stuff going on. And I totally understand this developer taking the time that is necessary for games that mean a lot. There's a lot of circumstances that went into the production of these games. And, my hat's off to these fine developers who risked their lives and did the most for their passion. So trust and believe I will get a chance to tell you guys exactly what was wrong that I saw, and we'll talk about it. Replace was supposed to come out in 2023, and I think Sad Cat, with the war in Ukraine, things just didn't go right for the studio. Excuse me. And my hat goes off to these guys, because when we got to Summer Games Fest, we got a chance to sit down and play some games. Play Replace, play Stalker 2, but I'm gonna talk about Replace right now. It was 3 modes that I got a chance to play. I got a chance to play like an ongoing combat mode, story mode, and cinema mode. And I gave them my feedback on the game. I felt the game was there, but wasn't ready. It was little things that the game needed. Now, it was a camera thing. It was a combat thing. If the game is reliant on you having zero input lag, or you're pressing it and you press the button, you want the action to happen, you have to get that down. You have to nail that part. So those are the 2 parts where I felt that they had the biggest problems. And I expressed my concerns over it. They took notes. They actually wrote down notes, took notes, and took it back to the studio. So for them to be pushed to next year, smart move. Make that game the best game that it can be. And I understand that it's going to look incredible when they're all said and done. Hopefully, everything that I talked about, because it was only those 2 issues that I felt held the game back from being the upper echelon 89, high 80s in Metacritic. Not that I care for Metacritic, but some of you guys use that as a metric if you're going to purchase, if a game is going to be good. I thought the game looked aesthetically pleasing perfectly. It was just little minor things. And hopefully they work on those little things. Next year is a perfect time for the game to come out, so it doesn't get lost in this year. As Stalker 2 is being pushed till later on in the year, I knew they were going to have a delay. Cog and I got a chance to play the game, and there were a couple of issues that was there. So I'm glad that they took that stuff to heart. The game is coming out November 20th, and it kind of bumped the Valve over, but certain games need that special love and care, and it definitely needed to be highlighted. We're going to talk about another game that was pushed to the side until next year because they had to get things right. And, there's nothing wrong with it. I expect Xbox to take more care of their games. Quality control is key nowadays. All right, us getting a chance to play Stalker 2. It was a couple of glaring issues that I felt that the game needed to fix itself, because its nearest competitor, which will be Metro, and I thought that it needed to have the snappy pickup. It needed to have the quick turnaround, the identifiers of the enemies. There was a couple of things that I felt that they needed to work on, and I gave them some detailed notes, because listen, Cog and I was there, Summer Games Fest, and we talked to them. They took notes, and they were really intrigued to listen to what we say, and they follow us on Twitter, and we corresponded back and forth with the developer, and hopefully when the game comes out, we can have them on Iron Lords podcast Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shameless plug. I'm a panel member. That's what we do. LLC. That's the business. Corporation. That's how we make it happen. Minor flex for you dudes. But yeah, definitely the game needed some work. And I'm glad that they took the time out to do so. And they pushed it back to November. So yeah, good on them. They've been through a lot. I saw the deep dive with the developer, and I try not to see too much of the game because the game does look exactly like they're saying. It looks really good. It's a very eye-pleasing game. I just needed the gameplay to match the visuals. That's all I was looking for. And I hopefully, when it releases, that it meets those expectations, because it bumped a Valve. So if you're going to bump a Val, yo, please, let's be worth it. I find this absolutely hilarious. With my new little guilty pleasure, Space Marine 2 settled in on a 3-player co-op because having 4 lore-accurate 40k Marines made it too much of a massacre. The Space Marines of Warhammer 40k are so legendary that even as someone who has not painted a single miniature, am aware of how terrifying they're supposed to be. Me, I'm not, right? And I'm learning it right now. But this is what I'm learning, right? They have 2 hearts, one of which can pump adrenaline and steroids. They are 8 to 10 feet tall. They do not start out this way. I think they get enhanced like Spartans. You have a small liver-like organ that clots wounds instantly. Wow, that's crazy. They can shut down half of their brain to sleep, letting them rip and tear for hundreds of hours. That's crazy. They have a special stomach that lets them eat basically anything. They can also have a separate organ that allows them to eat things to gain their memories. That's crazy. They have 3 lungs because why? Why not? The more I see about this game, the more I'm intrigued. It's just ridiculous. But this is my little Space Marine dropping. You know, I'm just saying. Though, I don't know why I'm so amped for this game. This is crazy. My little private little love, my little Space Marine 2. They have brigade mode. Yo. Every time I look at this game, it's like every day right before, because it comes out September 9th. And September is about to show up pretty soon. And this game is storming the gates, man. But they said they didn't do 4 players because it's too much carnage. So they did 3 players. And then I'm listening to reading all what the lore is about. These dudes, if I thought Spartans was built crazy, these dudes are insane. Absolutely nuts. I cannot wait. And I know you're sick and tired of me, like every other video showing you Space Marines. But how else do you get amped for something? I got really amped for this game. And I'm super hype on it. So if any of you guys, 2 of you guys hit me in the DMs, like Bolt Gun. I was playing Bolt. You know what? I'm going to play some more Bolt Gun today before I go to bed. Finish that up. And then, jump into whatever else I can jump in, the Vernitide or something like that. Yo, I really didn't know that those worlds were connected. But this Space Marine looks really dope. So, I'm going to get at it. As I get ready for my Black Myth Wukong, I'm going to be playing it on my PC because all the stuff that I want is going to be available from day one. And, that's ray tracing. I have a very powerful rig that's able to play the game. These are the specs that are necessary in order to get that going. So he said, the default resolution is 1080p. I'm going to be bumping that up. There's, average 89 frames per second. I'm bump that up. He has an NVIDIA GeForce 3060 GPU. That's pretty cool. But I'm definitely going to take it up a notch. And, for those PlayStation dudes, see you at the finish line. I know you won't be having no ray tracing or nothing like that, but hey, man, I'm going to game how they allow me to game. You know what I'm saying? I know you're going to have the struggle bus. I heard you're going to have a little struggle bus when it comes to it, man. But I'll be playing this edition on my PC, man. Holla. I heard the PlayStation struggling with Black Myth Wukong. I won't know because I'm be playing it on PC. And I heard that you dudes money had it, the situation. I don't care what nobody say, kind of fishy. You guys are fishy. I don't put anything past you guys. I don't trust you guys as far as I could throw you, basically. Be honest with you. As far as when you're not in my sight, I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. So, I don't care. Black Myth, I'm picking it up on my PC. I'm going to play it on my NZXT. Shout out to NZXT, partners with Iron Lord Podcast. Definitely the next generation PCs, the PCs that you want right now. So if you want a PC, go to NZXT and put in code Iron Lords and get I think it's 10% discount on it or free shipping or something like that. We got something popping off over there right now. So if you want to get that PC before Black Myth Wukong come out, go to NZXT. They got you, bro. They're not playing. Man, you got these doom and gloomers out here every day trying to tell you some other stuff, something stupid. But Obsidian Entertainment CEO says development of upcoming Xbox RPG The Outer Worlds 2 is going really well. Obsidian CEO Fergus Urquhart offers an update on the studio science fiction RPG that was announced back in 2021. What you need to know: Obsidian Entertainment is currently working on multiple projects, including fantasy RPG Avowed and the science fiction sequel to The Outer Worlds 2. Speaking with Limit Break Network podcast, Obsidian CEO Fergus Urquhart shared the work on The Outer Worlds 2 is going really well. Fergus also added that Obsidian has struggled early on with COVID, everybody else, and that the studio considered canceling projects to focus entirely on Avowed, but was able to come together and find the right balance eventually. Even if it's a way off, it sounds like another science fiction or Xbox RPG role-playing game is shaping up really nicely. So for everybody that's out there talking about all that other stuff, man, I appreciate Microsoft and the team and everybody that we're kind of said, no, we will get there. We will get there with all these games. We're going to be on the timelines that we originally thought. No, but we're going to get there. He says, and I think that it's proven, right? Grounded turned out awesome. Pentiment turned out awesome. Avowed was going to be great. Outer Worlds 2 is looking incredible. So for all you doom and gloomers, all you people out there thinking and doubting Obsidian, I'm going to tell you to sit back in your chair and watch their gun smoke, because you dudes are getting on my goddamn nerves. Man, oh man, these dudes try to find anything to say to down Xbox, boy. Oh, Outer Worlds 2 wasn't going to make it out. Listen, Obsidian had so many games in the cooking. COVID came and kind of tried to put the kibosh on stuff. But what they said, we got this. We can handle this. Put that right on our back. Avowed is coming out. Avowed's looking good. They have Outer Worlds 2 that's coming out. That looks good. They have these games and they're making them, and they said they're not going to hit the initial deadline because, of course, everybody wants to make excuses for other people. Don't want to make excuses for Xbox. Well, heavy is the head that wears the crown, because greatness, right? They want you to push through no matter what. But Obsidian is going to get through this door with no problem. Outer Worlds 2. I'm here to tell you Outer Worlds 2 is on track with no problem. That's the update. If anybody was sitting there telling you, oh, they might not make it out the date, I'm worried about Outer Worlds. No, to hell with them, bro. To hell with them. Outer Worlds 2 is definitely on track. It's looking really good. And it's gonna be better than Outer Worlds 1. I think so. They have the budget. They have the backing. They have the know-how. They have the graphical push. They can tell the stories well. They're not playing. So Obsidian is here to stay. They're definitely probably one of the leading candidates to be developer of the year over at Xbox. So if they push out Avowed in 2025 and in 2026 double right back and then hit you with an Outer Worlds 2, man, you're done for, son. They might be the best developer over there in Xbox. Shout out to Obsidian. Do your thing, because they told you, Grounded, easy work. Outer Worlds, easy work. Avowed, easy work. So, Outer Worlds 2, coming up, easy work. Hard work, dedication. Xbox World Order. It's in full effect. You guys are going to respect. You're going to get down and lay down. We're going to, man, Xbox, man, all day. Listen, I used to play Quake a lot when I was younger, right? When it first came out, Doom and Quake, Wolfenstein and all that other stuff. And I used to play Quake a lot, but then we're having a resurgence of old school games making a comeback in different skins and different forms. And I saw this game called Grave Lord, and it reminded me completely of Quake 2, Quake, and a Quake tournament. I remember that. And it moves as fast as Quake. It has the polygon characters and enemies as Quake. The world looks like Quake. It has that dirty, gritty feel to it. So, Grave Lord, I mean, I guess you're supposed to be a grave digger and these dudes is popping up out of the ground, but it moves good. the colors, the game looks really good. Very retro, very take it back, very that feel. It was a feel that we had, that the games moved at 60 frames and better per second. And we kind of lost that. But we're getting back to that. People are going back to the roots. You have indie developers out here doing the best possible. And I got a couple of indie developers, well, one in particular that I want to highlight, because I think if you really want to support the devs, and supporting the devs is what you really want to do. When we throw our money at Microsoft, we're throwing it, at Xbox. We're not supporting the dev. We're supporting the big corporation. When we throw our money at PlayStation, we're supporting the big corporation. These dudes that don't have giant publishers, we need to support them. So I'm going to get into that.
Hi, I'm Tim Morton from Frost Giant Studios. We're incredibly excited to release our first game, Stormgate, into early access. All of our foundational game modes are available, and each of them has a variety of starter content for players to experience. We're an independent studio, and we chose to go that path because we wanted to be able to make the kind of game that we want to make. But at the same time, we don't have the same resources of a big publisher. At a big publisher, it's possible to work in secrecy for years and years and have a reveal of a completely finished and polished product. Early access lets us take an incremental approach to developing our game, and it has the benefit of giving us player feedback along the way. At the same time, early access is not for everyone. Some aspects of our game are still works in progress. Most recently, we got to work on our story campaign mode, and that mode is the most complex, with deep scripting abilities and also functionality to tell a story within the game engine. Campaign is hot off the presses, but we have a lot of plans to continue to improve that. We've already received valuable feedback from the preview weeks that we held for our early access, and we're working on addressing that feedback. Getting feedback helps us set the priorities for our development process, and that's very much in the spirit of what early access is all about. At the same time, it's important to remember that early access is different from a 1.0 release. We expect to spend at least another year working towards our own 1.0 release. There'll be tons of content updates along the way, including new features, new game modes, and all sorts of new content. And of course, we'll continue to polish what we've already released into early access. Our next major release is actually coming up in the second half of September. We're really grateful to all of you for participating in our early access period, and we're looking forward to seeing you online.
So that was Frost Giant Studios, Tim Morton with Stormgate. A game that you can go support right now. You can support the devs, and I honestly tell you that is money well spent. Every so often, I want to highlight independent developers that I see when I go to these shows, and we saw them a couple of times, and they brought the heat every time. The game looks fantastic. Real-time strategy games always fun and pleasing to see, and they have a large market. But a lot of times, big developers take up their space, and these indie developers don't get a chance to shine. The game looks fantastic. The game looks very pleasing, and if you become part of their community, they drop information daily. So definitely go over there and check out Stormgate. Looks great. Something that is worthwhile. And if you do want to support the devs, well, you can do so. Well, this is the part in the video when I'm going to tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. And I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around. What did we do today? I'm going to throw it around those Xbox financials. Because when they told you that this console is pacing as the worst console, dudes really don't know what they're talking about. When they tell you that Xbox is down They really don't know what they're talking about. This is poised to be the greatest generation in Xbox history. Shout out to Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer, first of his name. They gave you a dead, dying ship. They gave you something that they expected you to fail on. And you beat the system. You juked, you jived, you did this, and you surrounded yourself with individuals that were willing to fight with you. Willing to go tooth and nail. Now, the fight is not over because you have to conquer them dudes. But no longer is PlayStation leaps and bounds ahead of you. They're 29 billion. You're 21 billion. You guys are right there. You already leapfrogged Nintendo easily. Now it's time to take down Kong. And y'all going to do that. And in this generation, I'm going to see Xbox as the dominant software and hardware distributor of the generation. And I'm going to watch you dudes cry and yell, moan and scream. I'm going to watch how the media tries to spin it and change it and try to fix it to fit their narrative. But I'm going to look at you and I'm going to tell you we ascended. And I'm going to yell out like I always do. Try to play the Game Pass.